Hey guys. I'm gonna wait for a few people to join. Hey guys. Hello. Hey Queen. Hey Tash. Hello guys. I hope you are doing amazing. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see everyone on here. I see Nklandla, I see Boosie, I see Jess. Hello guys. Pascal, thank you. Christian, Melissa. Oh, it's so good. I think it's Luca. Hello guys. Can you hear me clearly? I'm just gonna wait a second for some people to join before we start. Hello. So there's a question box, and if you would like to know anything specific, you can just send the questions there. I see Tato, Renee. No. Thank you guys. Okay, I'm going to the question section so I can maybe just answer a few questions. Okay. It's really lovely to see people actually asking how am I feeling and how am I doing, and the support I've been receiving is unbelievable. I didn't think I was going to cry so early, but it's simply because of all the support I've been receiving and the lovely messages and comments. I'm so grateful to have been able to represent South Africa and make you guys proud. And before coming to Miss Universe, I just said I wanted to be the best version of myself, and if I can make everyone out there proud, I've done what I should have done. So I'm just so thankful and grateful, and I'm doing well. I'm obviously a little bit emotional, and I think it's quite normal. But you know, I have done everything I could. I gave my best. I showed up 110%. I've learned so much about myself. I've given everything I could. Let me quickly see. Thank you guys. I'm just so emotional because I didn't expect this response, and just getting on social media and seeing people spreading so much love and support is something I've never experienced the way I did now. So I'm doing well. Another question, so many questions. Okay, let's share everything. This is going to be quite a long live because I feel I want to share every part of my journey with you guys. Okay, let's do this. How was the whole experience? It was really everything I could have wished for and more. Like, since the day I arrived, up to interviews, up to prelims. I'm just so grateful that I actually had the opportunity to walk the stage. Prelims was like, when I spoke to Werner afterwards, I was like, Werner, I just felt a certain presence, and I felt at peace with everything I did, and I felt so content. And I got such great feedback on my dress and my bikini performance, guys. I was so nervous about bikini because for some or other reason, to walk high pace is really hard for me. And just before I went out, my roommate, Estefania, she was like, listen, you need to over-exaggerate for it to look like something. So I was just there on stage, like, overdoing the hip movements and everything. The whole experience was amazing. We were in the hotel a lot, and I've been struggling with my eyes the whole week, so I messaged Tamron, and I was like, listen, doctor, my eyes are so dry, what can I do? So I was quite missing being outside, and luckily I get to see some of the US now, but the whole experience was amazing. I don't think I think it's something you guys would like to know is about the final night, and all I can say is the one thing I told myself before going to Miss Universe was, regardless of the outcome, if I did everything I could and if I am happy with my performance, I need to be content with whatever the outcome is. And it was hard to accept. It wasn't something I expected. I'm still trying to understand, and there's obviously not a certain answer I'm going to get at this moment. Everything happens for a reason, and that's literally the only thing I can look at, is saying there's a reason why I didn't make it to top 21. It's not something I understand currently. It's not something I expected to happen. It was extremely hard standing there and knowing that South Africa did so well for 3 years. But I gave everything, and I'm proud of myself for standing there, and I overcame so many things that I struggled with for such a long time. When I look at my Miss Universe interview, they asked me, what's the one thing that I learned about myself this past year and during this pandemic? And it just took me back to Miss South Africa, saying that I actually learned how to embrace my vulnerability, how to put myself out there regardless what the outcome is. And I can't go around saying to people that when I don't fully believe it. So I have to accept that I've put myself out there, and that was more than enough. And in 5 years' time, I will understand why, and I'll understand why things didn't work out like I wanted it to. Yeah, it's just everything went like I wanted it to go. So I'm answering this for like 5 minutes. This is gonna be okay. Let me quickly just get it. Ooh. Get a tissue. Oh, I'm gonna acknowledge this one simply because I cannot say thank you enough. That's the only thing I wanted to do, was make you guys proud, and if I did that, I'm happy. Sorry for crying, guys. I've been emotional for the last few days, not because things didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, simply because I can't believe how people are just sharing love and support towards me. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna read your comments. Shanae says, we miss you. I miss you guys. I really miss you guys a lot. I can't wait to get back to South Africa. One thing I actually want to share with you guys. So Demi came to Miss Universe to share some part of her Unbreakable campaign and with the human trafficking. And one thing I can remember from her presentation was, it's turning your mess into a message, and turning your taste into a testimony. And that's something that will forever stick with me, is throughout this journey, you don't always know the why, but it's simply part of the way God has paved my life. And if I think, it's been a year since I entered for Miss South Africa, and I remember I spoke so many times with Werner about putting yourself out there. It was really hard for me to do that. Being vulnerable was one of my biggest struggles, and now it's something I'm so comfortable with doing. And that's exactly why I wanted to do this live, is to show you that things don't always go as planned, and I want to make you a part of this journey because you've been there every single step of the way, and I want to share with you every single step after that and what I'm going to do next, and my journey going forward, because it doesn't stop here, it doesn't end here. And there are some days that I cry and I feel sorry for myself, but then there are days where I'm so fueled by this, and I'm so inspired with the next thing I want to do and take on and share with you guys and bring you along with. I don't want to stop with Destiny Designed. I'm going to start immediately with my clothing line when I get back. I want to do a ready-to-wear collection, do more modeling work. I'm really excited for what's ahead. What are my goals? So I'm seeing here, what are my goals after everything? Let me just take that one away. Like I said, I want to start with my clothing line. So actually, before I got appointed Miss Universe South Africa, I went to the fabric shop and I saw some fabrics for my ready-to-wear collection. I want to do tops, jumpsuits, all that type of stuff, do an online shop. And now I can actually pursue that. So one step at a time. I'm going to Jacksonville after Missouri, and then I'm flying back to South Africa. Okay, questions. There's a lot of questions. Tell us about your best day during the competition. So I would have to say it was 2 days actually. My day with Fadil. I don't know why, but obviously I always knew of his work, and that day just worked out perfectly. Like from the bikini he picked for me, from hair and makeup to the whole atmosphere, and it was really such a fun day. And I remember, like, Werner and I spoke every single day, and every single morning while I was doing my makeup we would FaceTime. Even if we weren't chatting about Miss Universe, I would still speak to him. And I just said, Werner, today was literally the most amazing day ever. Like, yeah, it was just incredible. And then another day was interview. So for the first time ever, and I don't know why, but I always stressed about interviews during Miss South Africa, during press conferences, and for some or other reason, the day of interview, I literally texted Werner, and I was like, it's so weird because I'm feeling so calm and collected. Like, I'm so ready. It doesn't even feel 5% as bad as it was during Miss South Africa. This is weird. I was literally like, Werner, I'm so calm, it's freaking me out. And he was just laughing because I was really just reminding myself what I have to offer was enough. And my interview was amazing. I walked out, I was so happy. I got to share with them who I am, why I want to be Miss Universe, my best qualities, my worst qualities, just be 100% myself. And interview that day was also amazing to me. And then prelims, I was super excited about my gown because this was something that's been in the works for over 5 months, 6 months, and it was my favorite color. I got my gloves. I was so adamant on wearing gloves with one of my gowns, and I couldn't have imagined it to come out better than it did. So that's the 2 days that stood out for me. Let me quickly read your comments. Shame. I see people are awake at 2 a.m. Were you starstruck when you met Zulzi for the first time? So she was actually one of my judges at Miss South Africa, and I was, to be perfectly honest. She had this, this wasn't the first time I saw her, but I remember this so vividly. She wore this purple and silver suit. It had like a little glitter. And her thighs were just like looking so good in that pants, and I was like, she's literally Miss Universe. Like, from the looks to the speak to the face to everything, I was in absolute awe. She's amazing. She's really, really, this last 17 months, she took Miss Universe to a level that is impeccable. And I was so proud during Miss Universe to listen to her speak, because I was like, she's South African. Like, I was so proud. Next one. Let me quickly. Okay, let's go to the question section. Getting distracted, yeah. Thank you, guys. I see your comments. I'm going to answer this question simply because I feel like everyone expects you to have your life all figured out. You know, you've been on the Miss Universe stage, and I spoke to Demi afterwards, and I want people to know that you don't always have things figured out. I don't even know if I'm going to stick with my hair color or go back to my natural hair color. I really do not know what my life looks like in 5 years' time. I can't answer that now. Um, and it's normal. I want people to see that everything doesn't go perfectly like you plan things to go, and that's why I wanted to do this live, is to show you that yes, I cried, yes, I was disappointed, but yet I was also inspired by not placing, to just know there's a different plan and path for my life. And it's sometimes difficult to understand because you think of the whole of South Africa. You think of not even one African to place in the top 21. You think of your organization, your coach, and your designer, where I couldn't have even showed my final dress, the jeweler that made my earrings. And you do feel some sort of disappointment. And I did feel a bit blindsided, and it's normal. I want people to know that the emotions are on like both ends, positive and negative. And I'm going to work through them, and I'm just so thankful that I get to do that with all of you. You are beautiful, you are enough. Thank you so much. Really, thank you. So everyone's asking what was my final gown. I will be sharing it when I get back in South Africa and when I am ready, because it deserves all the exposure and I want people to see it. And I was really excited to wear that gown on the night, and there's a reason why I didn't, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I hope you guys love it. I'm absolutely in love. It's something so different, and Yolandi and the Yula Shea team worked extremely hard on that dress, and it just deserves all the recognition. Still so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's quickly see who's requesting to join the video. Maybe Werner can join me. I've got coffee, and guys, look at my cup. It says Florida. Yay!
Hello,
Guys, my
Natasha.
best friend this past 2 weeks to a level where I can't explain. We spoke technically 24/7. Since I woke up, went to bed, it was all the time. I'm amazed.
Hey, girl, I didn't get any sleep, but it was worth it.
I
It
know.
was so worth it. And
I'm so
I loved sharing this journey with you. It's
thank
always going to be one of my most special and most treasured memories.
you, Dad.
Was to be on the road with you. And I just want to say it here now as well, how incredibly proud I am of you, how strong you are. You worked so incredibly hard for this, and the results didn't show. And I said it a million times that we have no control over the results, but you won people's hearts, and you won the love of the whole world. And none of us could have been more proud to have had you represent us on that stage. It was an honor and a privilege, and we love and adore you. And this is not the end for us. This is always going to be one of my most special memories, and I'm so grateful that I now have you in my life for the rest of for the rest of your life and for the rest of mine. I'm proud of
Guys,
you, honey.
for Varis, you can answer them alongside me. Var, can you see the question?
I can see them when you pin them. I can see them.
Okay, so let
But
me.
you the question.
Okay. Okay, there's a lot of questions, so I'm quickly going to select one.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
I'm just seeing so much support and love.
Yeah, guys, I also want to, while she's looking for a question, I also just want to thank you guys for all the love that you've shown her, myself, and the official Miss South Africa team. This is honestly why we do it, is to inspire people. And the journey is always, it takes turns and it has ups and downs. And thank you for being there in the triumphant ones and the ones where we struggle. It just shows how much you guys care and how much you love and appreciate the women that are on this platform, and it makes it also worth it to see you guys as being part of the journey. So we're really grateful. We're all really grateful for everything that you guys have done, especially in the last couple of days.
Actually, I can maybe also just select a question that says like the favorite part of Miss Universe, because I feel that you've been closely with me during this journey. So maybe you can share from your end what you experienced, because I shared everything with you.
My personal favorite part was every morning or every afternoon. I would be so excited because I couldn't wait for you to wake up so we can have our hourly chat while you were busy doing your makeup, and you can just catch me up on what happened during the evening while I was sleeping and what you did and what was happening for the next day. I loved those chats. I really did. And I like kind of marked them out of my diary. I was like, no one bother me. No one bother me. Natasha's going to call me right now. I know it. I know it. I know it. And then you would. One of my favorite days was definitely the Fadil shoot. Because I know that it's been such a dream of yours to shoot with him, and then you did, and he adored you and he loved you, and I knew he would, as I knew he would. And when those pictures came out, girl, I was like, ah! I was done. She sent them to me before they were posted, and I was like, holy hell, what is happening?
And also, guys, like I was taking pictures every single day, trying my best to get like credits for the outfits and share it with you guys. And I remember Werner was so like, you were so cute when I sent you the pictures, because I was like, are they good enough? Like, are they incredible? And you were just like, girl, they're amazing. You were always so excited.
No, they were always so spectacular. They really were. And you just surprised me every single day. I was like, this girl is going to go through the roof if she gets any better. And I remember after prelims, she hadn't even gone off stage. I was like, okay, it's going to take a while because they like have to get their things together. So I'll speak to her in a little while. And I promise you, they hadn't even ended the credits of prelims. And she was like, how was it? What do I need to improve on? And I was like, girl. And I was, for the first time, I was speechless. She's like, what can I improve on? What do you think worked and didn't work? And I said, listen, can we have this discussion tomorrow morning? Because I need to gather my thoughts, because I don't know what the hell just happened on that stage. Because you were so brilliant and you did everything that I could have imagined or wanted you to do. So I remember being dumbfounded, and I mean, it was 3:00 in the morning. So I was sitting here like, what the hell is going on? Am I dreaming? And you were. And while you were sleeping that night, I looked through the whole prelims again, and I kind of, sat down and wanted to make notes, and I didn't have any. And I was like, you were just perfect. You are like, no notes, just continue doing what you should do.
Someone says, can we just talk about the prelims dress with like, guys,
fire,
outdid themselves. I remember the process from the start to the end. So I was just appointed Miss Universe South Africa. Let me take this question away. And I remember,
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah. You have to remember that I didn't know her that well yet. Okay.
Well, might I add, like, I feel like the concept was still there. It was literally.
No, it was.
I went to Werner. Dark teal is my favorite color. Like, it's something I've always seen myself wearing, because I couldn't wear emerald again because I wore that on the Miss South Africa stage. So I was like, I want to wear dark teal. And luckily we had like emerald in there, turquoise, royal blue, all that type of colors. Yeah. And we actually did the gloves to represent all the frontline workers during COVID. So we wanted to stick with the gloves. We wanted gloves in one of the two dresses.
Yeah.
And I remember velvet. Werner and I love velvet. So both of my dresses were out of velvet. And I remember Yolandi when she...
Velvet was just like, we didn't even have a discussion on another fabric, because after Miss South Africa last year, Natasha changed from her emerald gown into a yellow shade gown, that beautiful cream velvet dress. Yeah. And I remember that dress going viral. And I was like, I went to her the next day. I said, listen, we're doing a shoot. We're doing the top 3 shoot this week. Can we please shoot the dress? Because it was just
Mm,
so spectacular. And I just loved it. And velvet is a difficult material to work with. So if you can get it right, it's spectacular. And so velvet was always going to be, it's my favorite material. And so there was never a discussion on it being anything else. And I mean, then we saw that teal color and we were just in love with it.
exactly, exactly. So there was one question. I'm gonna look for it again, but it just said, what was the biggest lesson you learned during Miss Universe? So from your perspective, because obviously, what was the one
Um,
thing you obviously you're going to be sending a goal every single year, or to Miss World or Supra, so there's obvious things every single year.
mm, um, that, as I've said, the lesson, I didn't really learn a new lesson, except it just reiterated something that I already knew and that I try and tell girls all the time. And it's heartbreaking to have to experience it, but that we do not have control over the results.
Mm.
We can be the best and it just can't work in our favor. And sometimes that's just how it plays out. But we will never give up on sending the type of delegate. You have raised the bar so incredibly high for everybody else that follows you.
Thank
And
you.
we will continue on that work, on that road and on that journey. And I will keep you as the benchmark of what a competitor at Miss Universe is for Miss South Africa. And so the lesson that I've learned is to never expect anything but the best from whoever follows in your footsteps, because they are such big shoes to fill. And that we will never give up on sending delegates such as yourself, and no matter what the outcome is, because at the end of the day, the outcome doesn't matter. The transformation that you've had in the last 6 months, and the woman that you've grown into, and the woman that you will continue to be moving forward, will be the payoff at the end of this whole journey. Because you are not the same woman that entered Miss South Africa, nor are you the same woman that you were 6 months ago. And that will continue with you through the rest of your life. Not this placement, not Miss Universe, but the woman that you've become. And that is something that I will never let up on moving forward. That's the lesson that I learned.
So for me, it was, we had this conversation before I left, and the weeks leading up to Miss Universe was really challenging for me. I was tired, I was stressed out, yet I tried to really challenge myself to be calm and collected, and it didn't always come across like that. So when I got to Miss Universe, you always said that now you can just enjoy. All the hard work is done, like there's no more you can do when you arrive there. And I think I said to myself that, because you asked me, what do you want from this? Like,
Yeah.
it's not about the winning. It's not about the top 3, the top 5. Like, what is your expectation? And I did tell him that during Miss South Africa, there's multiple stuff I would have done differently. I gave up a week before the final judging, and there's a lot of things I would have changed. And I obviously learned from that. So going into Miss Universe, I said, I don't want to make the same mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said, partner, if I can be literally the best version of myself, give my best walk, show myself in interview, be the quirky Natasha, show my fashion, everything that I am, I will be happy. And I remember after the crowning, I obviously wasn't as satisfied as I would have wanted to be. Like, let's be honest.
None of us were.
I was obviously telling myself, Natasha, go back on your word. You said if you give everything that you had, you must be satisfied, regardless what the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to sit here and say, oh, it happened for this reason. I don't know yet. I don't know what that reason is yet. But in 5 years' time, I will know. And it's hard because that's where faith comes in. And you have to rely on God to really have that plan for your life.
And it's true. And if that is the benchmark that we set for ourselves, and if that's the goal that we had in mind, you achieved it over and above. If the goal was to be the best version of yourself, to be better than you've ever been before, to enjoy every single moment, then you met your goal. You achieved